Welcome back to another episode of Ultras 11. I'm still Joe.
And I'm still Al.
Somehow.
Somehow I have not changed.
Somehow we haven't changed who we are. I may be switching allegiances. I might become a fan of another team. That's why I'm not wearing any jersey right now. I'm inconclusive.
Are you going to be staying in Rome?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
A lot has happened. A lot has transpired. A lot of anger. Said a lot of shit this weekend.
Joe's really been going through it this week.
I don't, like what you guys always say, like, oh, this is my 13th reason. Like, I don't need 13 reasons.
That's it.
Roma's really getting me on the brink of this, whatever their 13th reason is. They're all of them, if that's even a thing. But let's start off with Al. Keeping up with Al and Jose. We're back. We'll start things off with
Juve, Joe.
So we'll talk about Juve.
We don't want to hype you up right at the beginning.
We need
to kind of ease you in. You can just focus on me right now and the jersey I'm wearing, and just pick my brain about what I think. Start things off.
Why isn't Gatti playing? Oh, sorry,
Joe. I mean, that was honestly, you took the words right out of my mouth, which is actually, I mean, maybe we've been doing this podcast for a long time that you just kind of know me by now.
Yeah.
But that was literally my first statement is why the fuck is Gatti on the bench? How the guy goes from captaining the first 3 games.
And it's not
no problem.
Like he didn't even do bad. He was actually doing very well.
He hasn't.
So it's like kind of
I look back, Joe.
Confusing, I guess.
Gatti's played more games than Danilo. And Danilo has done more bad than good in the 3 games that he started than Gatti did so far this season. So how is, and I know Thiago Motta's like, oh, but Danilo has more. I mean, Danilo has more of like he can get the ball up the field better than Gatti. Okay, but he also is causing penalties. Is the reason we got our first loss after Perin came up fucking massive and saved the penalty.
Yeah.
And we were not saying we played a good game, but we were holding them off. And then right at the last minute, you let them score and you let them right through. You watch that whole play. It was a beautiful goal. I'm not taking anything away from them saying it was lucky or anything. But when you look at us and you're looking at us defending that play, it was Danilo. And same thing with the Inter game. He caused the penalty and the second goal with Mkhitaryan. I'm sorry. Horrible fucking covering. I love the guy. He's still our captain, but his time is definitely up. And until I think January or the end of the season, whenever he does leave, he should just be a guy coming in if we have an injury or just to give someone a little bit of a break. Yeah. Sub him on in a game just to rest Gatti. Obviously now without Bremer, you see how big of a gap that there is. You see how big of a difference Bremer makes being in that starting 11. Without him, okay, we have to manage now. Kalulu, he has been amazing this year, thankfully, but we can't be doing it with Danilo. But it doesn't make sense to me.
Like, okay, you lose Bremer, but that doesn't mean you lose Bremer and Gatti. You know what I mean? Like, why can't you just switch Bremer out for Kalulu, which you guys have done?
Yeah.
Why does Gatti now also have to pay the price? Like, I don't know. This might sound weird to me, and I get it. You need key players to, like, your new signings should be playing because they're good players and this and that. But Juve at the beginning of the year, like I'm talking first couple weeks, when they had Mbangula playing, Gatti, whatever. Like, now I'm not saying Mbangula should be playing game in and game out, but if you had a recipe that was working, why aren't you riding that recipe? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Why? And I know it comes down to the big thing is that Thiago Motta's philosophy and the way he's kind of going about this season. You see, obviously, our starting 11 for the most part, it's pretty consistent. But every week, you'll always see these changes, and you're like, a lot of people are like, oh, we need a consistent 11, a consistent thing. But the way he's going about it now, it's whoever's doing that week in training, whoever looks the best and is giving it their all, are the ones that are starting.
Yeah.
And maybe in practice, maybe Gatti has been recently, not saying slacking off, but just not doing as much as Danilo's been showing, and that's the reason. But I don't care. At the end of the day, in a game situation, Gatti has to be there over Danilo.
Yeah.
That was my biggest takeaway from these last 2 games this week.
Especially when it's a bigger team like Inter. Do you really want to Danilo had a bad game against Stuttgart. Like, it was a very evidently bad game, and then he got the red card as well, not making his case any better.
Yeah.
You see that, like, I get you want to try to show him, like, hey, we still have confidence and believe in you, so you want to give him time still.
Mm-hmm.
But to throw him into another big game situation against Inter, who now leaped you guys in the standings and whatever, like, they're 1 point ahead of you, that could make a difference further down, like, hypothetically speaking.
No, after that game, nothing changed. We tied.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys
finished in a tie, dude. We're fucking massive, man. Don't forget. Our defensive is in shambles, but we've Kin and Yildiz. My boy. My star boy. Don't like, however, this guy after each goal, and I'll be the first to say it, how they were like, oh, Del Piero's hair comes to the rescue.
His hair?
His hair. His here, higher.
His
higher.
No, I can't, like,
that should, like, hey, I'm all for, the number 10. He does a tongue celebration. Yes, he looked up to Del Piero. He was, his idol. They're not the same person.
No, it hurts my heart. We've talked about this time in and time out. Like, the comparisons to these players are just, they're so absurd, and it's fans and pundits and everything like that picking at straws. And again, it's like you said, Kenny Yildiz, he's a good player.
He is.
Definitely is a good player. Would I say he's Del Piero? No. Would I draw similarities to Del Piero or draw similarities to Dybala? Of course, yeah. But he's not either of those guys.
No.
You know what I mean? Like he brings his own element to the table, and why can't you just let him be Kenan Yildiz? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
No, but
it's still impressive that he scored those 2 goals at the end, but
massive. They did the same thing with Dybala, and at the end of it, Dybala was phenomenal with us, but it was not like he's looked at as, oh yeah, Dybala, perfectly. He was like Del Piero for us. No, Dybala was Dybala for us.
Yeah.
Played completely different. The only similarity that they had was they were both number 10.
Yeah.
That's it.
And they played both Argentinian. Oh.
What?
I'm kidding.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dybala is Dybala, Del Piero's Del Piero, and that whole thing's got to stop. But him coming into the game, and like Zaggy yesterday, I was talking to him on the mic, and because he's like, he was watching the game, and he's like, one thing I'll say, first of all, he was calling us hacks. I was like, laughable. Yeah. Second off, he was like, oh, next thing I'll say, Yildiz should have started. I'm like, yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
But that's what I mean.
But sometimes you need to do these kind of things because as of recently, and again, I'll be the first to say it, he hasn't been really doing much. And I'm not saying, I'm not those people that, he has to be on the score sheet, getting a goal or an assist each game. I don't care. As long as they put in a good performance and they help the team, they'll be noticed. And they are playing good. He wasn't doing that. You can tell. And it didn't get to a point where he was getting frustrated, but I think Mota did the smart thing and kept him on the bench, rested him, put him in as a super sub, and you saw how effective he was. Also, I would like to say, too, love the balls on Thiago Mota because it takes a bit, man. The fact that when he subbed out Vlahovic, our only striker, when we were down 4-2 to Inter, to change up the game, that takes balls, man. Not a lot of coaches would do that. Not a lot of new coaches on a big team would do something like that.
Especially given that, the replacement isn't a like-for-like number 9.
That's what I mean. We don't have it's like we have another striker. Milik, okay, but he's hurt.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If you were to make the sub Vlaho for Milik, okay, fine. It's just maybe a slightly different approach with number 9.
Strikers kind of play differently.
But when you're subbing out Vlahovic for a guy that's not actually a number 9, it's a bold move. It is a bold move, man. It did pay off, though.
It did, man. I give it to them, man. My take, from the 2 game, from the Stuttgart game, I don't know. We were just, I don't know how to say, we were playing scared.
I think you guys just underestimated Stuttgart.
Yeah, yes.
To be honest with you. I don't think it was a matter of anything.
I think it came down to the approach in that game. Mm-hmm. How they went about it and how, they looked at them as a team.
Yeah.
The game against Inter, at the beginning, after that penalty, I was like, okay, fuck, we need to smarten up, whatever. Right after that, as soon as I said that, I'm watching, Juve was fucking dominating. Yeah. They were playing phenomenal.
It was a good reaction.
100%. 100%. Yeah. That's exactly what you want to see when your team goes down to a stupid penalty that you give away at the beginning of a game. That's exactly how you want to see them react. They scored the first one, scored the second one. Conceição and Weah, buddy, what a fucking partnership that is, Chico. Man. Dude, Chico. His dribbling and his body feints are... Dude, they're disgusting.
They're mesmerizing.
The way he moves and the way he fakes with defenders that's like the Douglas Costa that we had before.
Yeah.
That's what we were missing. We need someone on the wing that can break away from defenders like that and create that space. And you see the difference that he makes on fucking 2 goals yesterday. After that, and I don't want to be the guy and be like, oh, like those Juve fans, but oh, it shouldn't have been a penalty. The second penalty, it was a penalty. It was a foul, 100%. But my thing that kind of pissed me off was that also in the beginning of that foul, I'm not saying like it happened pretty much at the same time. It was a handball.
Yeah.
The ball came, it hit his hand here, and then he got fouled from behind. Why wasn't that even questioned or looked at? Is my whole argument. I don't understand how that was just like, okay, pen. They called the pen right away. Okay, yeah, okay, you saw the foul. Why wasn't like did not like VAR not get involved? He didn't even go look at it for himself. Nothing. They just went penalty, whatever, and they went to go shoot. Like not even a question. That one was just pissing me off because they didn't look at it. I'm not saying it wasn't a penalty. It was a foul, but it's just the fact that it wasn't looked at.
Yeah.
And then they looked like they kind of fell apart after that. They scored another one, but then he made the changes that he did, and you saw the effectiveness of those changes because like you saw a team, those guys that came in, they were hungry. They understood what Juve's motto is and what it means to play for Juve. You really saw that at the end of the game.
So there's something it's kind of off topic, but it's still with Juve. There's something I've been thinking about, and I've been meaning to ask you for literally, I think, the last like 3 weeks, but I just always forget because I get consumed with other thoughts of other things.
Roma.
Yeah. But okay. So I started thinking about the number 10, right? How you guys have kind of had like this merry-go-round of number 10s. Pogba 1 year, Dybala, Tevez. Now it's Yildiz. Who was it right after Tevez? So that was it.
Tevez was the one right after Del Piero.
Tevez, Pogba, Dybala,
Pogba, then Yildiz.
Yeah.
Pogba again after Dybala.
No, I know, but I'm just saying like those were the number 10s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've been thinking about it since Del Piero. Who has been Juve's best number 10? And I know, like, I started thinking about it, and like in my head at first, it was like, it's a no-brainer. It's Dybala, right? Like, that guy was the closest thing, almost like Messi with like the way he moved and this and that and whatever. But is it crazy that I personally want to say Carlos Tevez has been your best number 10 since Del Piero? Like, would you agree with that, or who would you say has been Juve's best number 10 since Del Piero? And when they're wearing the number 10. Not like, because Dybala was great when he was 21
Pogba
as well.
was great when he was 6 as well.
You know what I mean? So like when they had that number on their back. 10. Yes.
I mean, it's not the craziest thing to say.
Right?
Like, don't get me, dude, Tevez, when he joined us, at first, I knew what we were getting, but I was like, does he still have it? You know, like, is he still able to do it at a high level consistently and not just one game here and there? He completely fucking destroyed that. And it was just an absolute monster for us.
That's what I mean.
My whole thing, like with that argument, it has to be that, yes, okay. I think he is out of those guys there. I think right now he is the greatest 10 after Del Piero, but it's not by very much because, man, even Pogba, like when I say Pogba and you guys all fucking chirp, oh, Pogba, I know you will, and Rose always gonna be, oh yeah, dude, he was sick that one time when he was playing with Conte because Conte did everything, and I don't doubt that, man. Playing with Conte, it's like playing with Messi. Your life's easier. He's one of those guys that just makes your job easier, and you always, if you can have that on your team, and you can your own skills and just the way you play can show out even more. Fuck, why not, dude? That's perfect. But Pogba, when he changed to that number 10, that year leading up to the Euro Cup and the World Cup following, he was not even arguably at that time the best midfielder that was playing. He was literally like a modern day Zidane. The way that guy, the size of him, the way he would go around players. Like when you like, and I'm not one to be like, oh, dude, watch compilation videos. You can never tell the full story. Yeah. But Pogba was one of those guys that he was like a Neymar. Every game could have been a compilation video because of how much he would do, and just you would watch him play, and you're like, but how does a guy like that move like that? Yeah, it didn't make sense. And then Dybala, dude, like. When we signed Dybala, I was amped because, you know, this wonder kid and, you know, this Argentinian kid coming up, you know, he's everyone was fucking praising this guy. I was excited. By the time that he left, I was so in love with this kid, and I don't think I've loved a player like that since Del Piero, and that's when just he was one of those guys that I would watch him play game in and game out, and he made me fall in love with the game even more, and that's how I knew like just how good of a player he was. But Tevez, man, he was just different fucking gravy for
just,
Juve.
I think about it all the time.
I think I'd honestly, I think I would agree with your statement, man.
It's just when I think about all three of those guys, like I'm not gonna put Kenan Yildiz too much in that bracket because he's still young. Yeah, he just got to 10, like whatever. He has the potential, obviously, I think, to be just like better than those guys. Maybe not Tevez though, and why do I say Tevez? Because Tevez was there in a weird, dark era almost for Juve. It wasn't dark because they were winning everything still, but it was dark in the sense that there was no other attacking option. And he like you see who Tevez was alongside. He made these guys look unreal.
Fernando Llorente.
Do you know what I mean? Like he made Llorente look like he made these guys look so good.
He did.
Dybala, okay, yeah. Obviously Dybala was fantastic. He was a magician. I just earlier called him mini Messi at times. Like obviously, yes. But he had weapons. He had more of a complete Juve team to work with. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas I would look at you under that Tevez era, like, yes, there was Pirlo, of course. But who else was there? Okay, asides of the mid.
I mean,
I'm saying the attacking
closer to the years before he left, Joel. That was when we went to the Champions League final, and I mean, our team was pretty fucking stacked.
Who was your attackers with Carlos Tevez at that point?
So you had Tevez and Llorente as our main strikers.
Exactly.
Which, okay, dude, Llorente was still a finisher. He had no skill.
I'm saying though, when you compare it to what like
Vidal behind him, Marquisio, Pogba, Pirlo.
Yes,
dude, look at this team.
I'm just saying the attacking options that was with Tevez,
obviously
compared
we obviously
Dybala.
got a
Dybala
lot
had
better.
Higuain,
but
Mandzukic, and Ronaldo.
Yes.
Tevez had Llorente,
but also think too,
Bentner.
Would Tevez do as good in that kind of group? I don't know if he would. I think he fit well with that group that he was with.
Yeah.
It fit his game even better, and he can do more. And the guy got the ball from that one game, fucking half went to the team, went around the goalie and tapped it in.
You are right. Like that's the thing. Like would Tevez be able to work with the team that Dybala was working with?
That's the thing.
He may not because he'd fall down the pecking order at certain points. But I don't know. It's the fact that he didn't do it with those guys that makes it to me like that much more impressive.
Yeah, 100%.
And the fact that I feel like Tevez was a part of that era of strikers that didn't just play striker. You know, they dropped all the way back. They picked up the ball, and they weren't deemed a second striker or whatever like a Dybala. They were deemed your number 9.
Yeah.
But they still dropped all the way back. They worked hard like a Cavani.
Yeah.
Like those hard-working forwards. Like those are a dime a dozen. And getting a guy like that, like, I don't know, man. Tevez, to me, I think...
That one, I think that argument I have to agree with. But the thing that when you were, honestly, I didn't think of this before. I know it's very obvious, but when you started bringing it up, I was kind of thinking about it, and that's why I thought you were going to go, but you didn't. Juve hasn't had an Italian number 10 since Del Piero.
Oh, well, yeah, there was that too.
That's pretty crazy.
That. Yeah.
Like,
I was trying to think.
And that also goes to, because at the end of the day, even when we look back at it, like, that we've had, or even that Italy in general has had, I wouldn't really, I can't think of an Italian that I'd be like, yeah, he deserves the number 10.
That's true. I agree. The only one closest right now I'd maybe make a case for, and that's like they really have to just step up, would be a guy like Raspadori because of his skill set.
Yeah.
But he's not at the level, but his skill set is that of a number 10, where I could see like if he really owned in and whatever, he would be Italy's 10. But other than that, yeah. And like that's saying a lot. Like Pellegrini's number 10 for Italy.
Shouldn't be number 10.
He shouldn't be number 10 for Italy. Respectfully, I'm sorry.
That's very clear.
I'm sorry. I don't want to make fun of Pellegrini because I actually like him.
That's okay.
We're on good terms again, me and him.
It's okay. But since you brought up Pellegrini, I think I've spoken enough about Juve, and hey, we had a little bit of a rough week. We pick up next week. We're still fucking massive. Yildiz is fucking massive. Put all of Inter, show him right here. It's like my dick.
You can't see his hand gesture, but he's pointing to his nuts. Yeah.
Doing the DMX shit.
Yeah.
So now, let's talk a little bit about Roma, Joe.
As I just refreshed Twitter to see if there's a Balon d'Or trophy, it says we'll both be the next lost Roma youth talent. Lost after Fratesi and Calafiori.
Also, love him, but hate him. Before we get back to, still kind of Roma because he was from there. Fratesi.
He's a prick.
Dude.
I love him.
Oh, dude, you see yesterday in the game when they were up 4-2? Somebody he got into something with someone, and he goes like this to them, shows the forefinger, and then tells them to shh. I'm like, dude, you're not fucking Totti, dude. You can't do this shit. What happened? What happened right after? What happened right after?
Yeah, you
They
can't
finished
do that
4-4.
You can't do that to a team that's better.
You're not him. Totti did that. Even if it was 4-2, you think Totti, after doing that, is going to let them go and tie up the game?
I'm pretty sure it was also against Udinese or something crazy.
No, wasn't it against Juve?
No, it was against... No.
I thought it was against like a decent team.
I think it was against maybe Inter when he scored that chipped goal. No, it wasn't. Yep. I don't know. I'm picturing the red jersey. He had the neck thing on, and he went like this.
No, dude, I think it
could have been against Juve.
I think he did it against Juve because then after, I remember when we played you guys a long time after, Lichtsteiner, out of all players, we were beating you 4-0, and he looks at Totti and goes, but Fratesi,
Roma always gets their just desserts.
Fratesi, loser. Yeah. Guy does that and ends up tying the game. Yeah, dude.
See, Fratesi, you can't do that stuff. You can't do that. You have to.
Anyways,
you have to be at that level to get it. Wait,
how you feeling about that? How you feeling about that Bova thing now?
Terrible.
Since you started,
Terrible.
Since you started, you opened up Twitter. You saw that.
So it's funny. I always I always get made fun of in our group chat because I'll always overhype a Roma youngster, right? But like, there's certain times like I'm really insistent on a player, and it's like I know they're going to be something special. That was me with Calafiori. I just knew, like after that thunder cunt of a volley he put in against, I think it was like Basel or whatever. I'm like, after an injury, this guy's working wonders. Like, perfect player, like whatever. We got rid of him. Pissed with that deal. Fucking fuming. Fratesi goes to Sassuolo, who's doing well. I'm like, perfect. Maybe we buy him back. Gone. And I'm like, no, I want a Fratesi. He's going to be something special. And look what he's doing for Italy. He's doing fucking well. Now, next in line is Bove. And Bove, I had this feeling with Bove that he was going to be something special because of his work rate and his heart. Like he has to be fine-tuned, but if you're able to fine-tune him, he was going to become something great. I'm not saying a top 5 fucking midfielder in the world or anything, but he's going to be that good depth to starting option for the Italian national team. Definitely a starter for Roma. He's one for the future. Like, he's him. We got rid of him this year, loaned him out, option to buy, which I don't see why Fiorentina wouldn't buy him because he's a fucking animal.
And it's also it's an obligation if he plays more than 60%.
Thanks, Al.
I'm just letting you know it's an option. Which they'd be stupid not to. What's the bio?
13 mil.
13. Yeah, okay. Be stupid not to, and they probably do it in like payments of over 5 years.
Yeah, knowing Roma, we're fucking
we can
stupid, and we'll say, don't worry,
we can do that, no problem.
We'll take Belotti from you guys.
I actually saw that on the way home that it's if he plays 60% of the games, it's an automatic obligation. Then changes to so. Just letting you know.
And to make matters worse, on top of that, hearing that,
no, for sure he's not coming back.
Roma lost to Fiorentina 5-1. Was it?
I think so.
5-1 this weekend.
Moise Kean brace.
Moise Kean got a brace. One of those goals, ironically enough, set up by Bove. And then, oh wait, what's that? Bove danced through our whole defense and then scored as well. Hummels came on, scored an own goal. Yay, what a debut. Hermoso got a red card on his Serie A debut. Yay. Bove caused the penalty shot for us as well, against us, sorry. So Bove was everywhere, and it's like, who would have thought that, right?
That's so weird.
Not like everybody's been saying he's going to be something decent. But anyways, Roma's mudded. Roma sucks. I was refreshing my Twitter today, X, all day today, hoping, praying. I just see the words report or breaking. Ivan Juric sacked. I see these rumors. De Rossi first in line. He's coming back. Only way he'll come back is if Ranieri's appointed as like an executive role or as assistant coach. I'm like, oh my God, now you're playing on my heartstrings. Relegate us as long as we have these two. I'm happy. No matter what happens, I'm happy. De Rossi and him. Then all of a sudden I see Mancini might be our coach. And I'm like, no, stop. I don't want this. Then I see Allegri and I'm like, just give us the Italian Mourinho, I guess, right now. Who else? What's the last name I saw? And I'm like, what the fuck are we even thinking? Sarri. I see Sarri and I'm like, we're just going to get a Lazio coach, like last year's Lazio coach, who was literally saying how shit Roma is. Yeah, that's the guy I want to lead my fucking team.
He comes to Roma, dude. Lazio's so shit.
That's like, I don't get it anymore. Like, where are these guys even think? And then you know what the best part is?
Dude, he talked shit about us when he was with Napoli. Then he came to us and we won him his first fucking title.
I love Sadi because he's just a fat cigarette shithead, and it's funny, but it's not funny because I don't want him.
When he's on your team, it's not funny. Yeah. Anybody else team? Oh, dude, it's hilarious.
I don't want that fucking freeloader on my team right now, man.
I understand that one.
And like the worst part of all of that is it's not the fact that we're linked with all these other bums. It's the fact that I see Roma gonna continue with Ivan Juric and they're backing him more, and I'm like, relegate it. Just relegate us. Okay. Honestly, I'm done with the season.
Put aside now the hatred for Juric because he was the one that replaced.
I don't even actually hate him.
Hold on, because of the resentment because he replaced De Rossi. What's the actual problem at Roma? Because clearly it's not the coach. You guys are underperforming with De Rossi. You guys are underperforming now. I don't get what you think it's just a lot of politics and stuff in the background that's going on that's just causing this, or do you just think the players that they just don't have the right players for the team?
Okay, this is the thing. From a technical standpoint, another standpoint. There's the standpoint that I think it goes back to what Mourinho said, because it's not the first time I've heard that remark when it comes to Roma. The mentality of the players. And that's not the first time I've heard it. I've heard it previous years. I've heard it with Spalletti. I've heard it with Rudy Garcia. I've heard it with Luis Enrique. I've always heard the mentality of the players isn't enough. And I'm not going to say every player has this mentality, but I feel like this is why I advocate for Roman-born soccer players to play for Roma, like Bove. Why I was so insistent on him. Pellegrini, I'll back him because of that reason. Because Pellegrini's press conference, he came out and said, there's no excuse. This was utterly dreadful. Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like I was stabbed twice because I'm a Roma fan and I'm losing a game. You know, like, and hearing that, it's like, that's the kind of remark I want to hear. Mm-hmm. But you see how he said stabbed twice? Yeah. Because he loves Roma and he's a player. He's a competitive guy. So he lost twice. Other players, do they feel that though? I don't know.
Is that other kid that you guys have?
Nicola Basile?
Yeah, he's Roman born too?
Yeah, we'll probably get rid of him next year for $7 million. We'll loan him out to like fucking, I don't even know.
You guys will sell him and then bring in some like random Hungarian midfielder. Yeah,
we'll say he's going to be the next best thing.
Like, no, dude, this guy's
supposed to be the next Luka Modric, so we got him. Yeah, for sure. He wants to come to Roma instead of Real Madrid, but he's Luka Modric. Just like the left back we signed. He's the next Philip Lahm. Haven't seen him once. Anyways, yeah, no, it's stuff like that I read, and like I start thinking about the other players like Dovbyk. Listen, I'm not gonna blame Dovbyk for things or whatever, but it's just like, does he have that kind of mentality? Does he have that like, yo, this hurts, this loss? I don't think so. He's in Paris with his sexy wife right now at the Balon d'Or's fucking ceremony, smiling, probably gonna have sex with her tonight. Doesn't give a shit, you know. In one ear out the other for the guy. I look at our other players too, and it's like, do these guys really give a fuck enough? No. Like, I don't think they do. Mancini, I think he cares. That's why he's deemed like one of the senators of Rome right now. Because he cares. He didn't even want to play again. He legit said, like, no, I'm not playing for this. Fuck you guys. Like, whatever. Good. That's what should be happening with these guys. It's just, I don't know. I think it's a huge mentality thing. And I think as much as I think there needs to be a ground zero, a real ground zero. And that's what I was most excited for with De Rossi. Because that, to me, is a through and through ground zero. An inexperienced coach with an inexperienced team. Yeah, okay, I know I did say Champions League, and I know we should be, based on the team players we have on paper, we should be competing for top 4. But if you looked at me and said, the mentality shift has happened, younger prospects actually were pushed into the first team from our Primavera, there was some sort of growth, we started to form an identity and all these other things, I would look at you and say, okay, I'm content. Would I be content in the moment? No, I'd probably be pissed. But it's like, okay, we're stepping into something new now. This is the second year of this project. It's actually going to grow. It's going to develop. Now, there's no fucking project. With Mourinho, was win everything right now. Didn't happen. You bring in
you guys won your trophy.
We won a trophy. Cool. Yeah. Then with De Rossi, that was supposed to be the ground zero. They invest all this money into these guys. Cool. Yeah, but you sacked them after 4 fucking games.
I think that was the problem. There was the signings. Okay, yes, this was like the first time in a summer window that Roma always signs players, but it's always like, they signed this guy for $5 million. They picked up this guy for free. this guy for 10 mil. This year, like they were spending 30 mil here, 20 mil there, and it was like, okay,
and we got some
what the hell's Roma doing?
Players, bro.
But I just think it was the wrong players. My personal opinion. Like, okay,
but yeah,
Dovbyk,
that's the technical standpoint.
Dovbyk, example number one. What? How much you guys signed him for?
30 mil.
Why are you signing him? Okay, yes, he was La Liga top scorer last year. Great. Atletico wanted him. You won the battle. Oh, sick, whatever. Why not go for a guy like Moise Kean?
Who were linked with him.
But what happened with that? It was the same fucking price. You guys ended up going with this guy here.
I know. That's
it's not that it wasn't the money. It was
that's the thing. That's the crazy part to me.
You have a kid where when you look at it, he's Italian, which this is not Italian bias because like you were saying, you're missing those guys that they have, like Pellegrini said, he lost twice. He's a Roma fan and he plays for the team. Yes, okay, you might get Moise Kean. Maybe he's not a Roma fan, but he understands what it takes, especially coming from a team like Juve, where winning is the only thing that matters. He understands when coaches say these things and these club philosophies and what it means to go out there every game and give it your all.
Yeah.
So why not go for a guy like that and instead of Dovbyk, who was pretty much the same price? And I think Moise Kean, if I'm not mistaken, was a little bit cheaper than him. So why not go for that? And look at the season Moise Kean is having so far, starting off. He's doing amazing for Fiorentina.
Yeah.
And he would have done the same thing with Roma because Roma have even better, for me, facilitators to get the ball to him.
Yeah.
So he would be doing even better there. Why not make that move? Even some of the guys like your center backs, like those panic buys at the end. Why not plan for that at the beginning when you're like, yo, we need center backs, we need defenders. Let's make this priority and make this number one.
We also got kind of fucked with failed medicals with the center backs.
Okay, but
that guy Danzo was a priority. He got the
fuck are these guys?
Well, Danzo is actually pretty decent. He just had a heart condition.
But you guys are spending money. Why not try to get in on that fucking Calafiori whole fiasco thing?
Well, that's a no-brainer to me. Again, it's no.
You guys are spending the money. Go flush and talk to him.
I'm agreeing.
You would get the agreement with him.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The $1 million thing that boggles my mind, that confuses me, is we have guys like Scamacca, Fratesi, and Calafiori. Came through our youth academy, love Rome, love Roma, all their stuff, whatever. And they have literally publicly stated their love for Roma and how they would love to play there. Calafiori played at the Olimpico for Italy, and Larry said, it's always so special being here because this is home. I love to play here all the time. And he's deemed what in the world as a center back? Fratesi, okay, I know Inter doesn't like to play him, but still like midfielder. Instead we invested on Enzo Laffi, who we haven't really fully seen Enzo Laffi, so I don't want to criticize him.
No, but
why did we invest when, again, a solution was at home? We could have maybe picked him up for 15 to 20 mil instead of the 25, 28 mil that we spent on Laffi. Manu Kone, great fucking player. Not taking nothing away from him. And I still think he might be a good buy for Roma. But you could already see after he scored that first goal, there was no no fire from him, none of that, oh, fuck, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Not from that I at least saw. So I don't know if he just doesn't give a fuck either. And again, great signing, but maybe not the right player, just like you said. So I don't know about that. Dovbyk, I'm sorry. I'm not going to criticize him too much because the whole team's in a shambolic state. But again, why weren't we going after Retegui, who went to Atalanta for what, 12 mil, 13 mil? Great number 9. That's all you're looking for, right? A through and through number 9 that can link up play.
Yeah.
He does that, no problem. He's doing fucking amazing with Atalanta. You already know he wanted to leave. The price was right. Instead, we spent 30 mil there. Why? There were so many things in this transfer market that we didn't do properly. We spent a lot, but we just didn't do it properly. And then it goes back to the technical standpoint of what Pellegrini said. Where we even set up for the season, we went in with a certain philosophy, and then after 4 games of the season, we had to learn something brand new under JURIC. And it's I'm not going to blame JURIC because
the fact that they brought in, they went to go and sign Sule, who they've been playing Dybala there now. And what was the point of signing Sule there if Dybala's going to be playing there?
Right?
Why not playing?
Sule wasn't the guy we needed.
No,
a great sign, right now. Player.
It's a little bit rough for him. I don't know if he's just trying to catch some fire or something.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad signing. He's a good player still. It's just I don't know if it was the right move for Roma.
And that's the biggest thing. I love Sule. I think he has a huge ceiling, and I do think he could be something special. But it's a matter of again, and I love Dybala. So I don't want to look at you and say bench Dybala.
Yeah.
But I'm going to look at you and say fucking bench Dybala.
Yeah.
You're at a weird stage in the season where nothing's working. Why not give Baldanzi the full-time start? He's warranted it. And that's not me being biased. Everybody's saying it. Like, he's the only one that's always running an attack. He's always trying to create something. He moves like younger Dybala. Why not? Then you put Sule on the other side of him. Cool. Works out. Baldanzi even said, over the summer, I've been training to play other positions so I could fit in at Roma. Why aren't we giving a guy like that a try? A guy that wants to play for the team and tries different things. He was playing center mid for De Rossi, and he did fucking good. And instead...
It's so crazy. I feel like every time he's come on and he's given the chance, he does something very well and plays very well.
Yeah.
And then he just gets benched again.
Yeah.
Don't get how he's... Again, none of that is...
Our Thursday
for
game.
like, okay, you know what? Let's start.
Our Europa League game. If it wasn't for him, there was no penalty shot, there was no goal.
Yeah.
He created it all. He kept on creating chance after chance. And then we have a fucking shit idiot in Zeki Celik on right back, too. Like, what the fuck is happening?
He doesn't even look like a soccer player.
He's not real. He's a spawn. He's an NPC. He's not real. Play the 16-year-old guy you guys bought from Levante. What's his name? Sangare over there? I don't know. Put him in. I don't care. I'm done.
Joe,
Let's see the kids play.
We're gonna take a little break. We're gonna take a break. I mean,
you guys are all losers.
By break, I mean not talk about Roma anymore because you're getting a little bit heated. And
I'm sweating too. I think
you're sweating. You're getting hot. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to get frustrated and just leave me. And I gotta finish off the episode by myself.
Chlorophyll.
Talking to myself and maybe bring Theo down. Talk to him. So quickly about some pretty crazy news this week that has come out. I mean, we'll pick up about Roma quickly. Totti might be coming out of retirement.
That's the stupidest thing.
And that's might be going to Como to play with Fabregas.
That makes zero sense. And that's another thing that happened. Seeing that, everyone's like, yo, Joe, aren't you happy? No. Because then it ruins the whole idea of one club man. No, it ruins that. It ruins his legacy. Stop being Totti retired.
He's still a one club man.
No, he isn't. He's two club. No, no, he's not.
It's a one club man and Como.
I'm sorry, he loses my respect right there.
Del Piero's a one club man. You know, he started off at Padova and thing. Now, Totti wants to be like that, but he's doing the opposite.
No.
Because he couldn't play anywhere before, so he's like, you know what? Let me go try this out now.
Totti, if you're a man, you've said before that you've only cheated on your women, but never Roma. This is one of those moments. You're being tested. You're not allowed. If that's the case,
Totti's getting a shit right now from Joe.
The jerseys I have of Totti, I'm throwing them at the wall. Actually, I'm not going to do that. But still.
I'm going to run head first into them.
I'll run head first into them.
Yeah,
because
That means those they mean nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Because doesn't that
That's
one
not
mean
the last jersey.
Like infinity or something? So, it's not infinity.
The eternal captain.
Captain. Not anymore. Now he's going to be Captain Como.
You better not do it, Totti. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Dude,
and then he'll score on Roma.
Then he goes on loan in January from Como to Fiorentina and links up with Bove. Dude, Bove assists. He does a bicycle kick against Roma.
I'm going to throw up.
Okay, now we'll seriously take a break from Roma before Joe dies on the spot. Don't go dying on me now, Joe. I need you here. Bigger news than Totti coming back. Balotelli's coming back.
Yeah, another one.
And he's actually coming back to Serie A, not in Turkey or Australia.
Balo, I think we played Genoa on Sunday. We're going to lose to them.
Do you guys actually already play them?
I think so. Or do we just play Genoa? One of the two. I don't fucking know anymore. Hold on.
That'd be fucking... Well, I mean...
It won't be.
I can't see him... I'm pretty sure he hasn't been playing, so I can't see him starting or even playing this week, getting any minutes if he is available and if you guys do play them.
No, we don't play him.
But it's a pretty crazy signing for him coming back. I'm not expecting much. I'm not saying, dude, Italy's gonna have a striker again. I've seen him play. I know how this goes. Be lucky if they don't release him before January because he set a hotel on fire or came late to practice and then flooded the place or something. I don't even know.
Honestly, I'm gonna die of laughter when you're gonna see somehow Paolo's gonna be him. I'm not. No. Listen, I'm not saying he leads the line for Italy, does this and that, whatever.
He's gonna be like that year when Luca Toni won.
Yeah. He's just gonna somehow pop off. He's gonna get a call up to Italy, and he's gonna chuff it or something. There's gonna be something. Yeah. But I'm just waiting for it. Ballo will get called up to Italy at least once in the next 6 months. I will guarantee, or whenever, however long this season is, the rest of the season, I will guarantee it. Ballo gets his call up, and will he play for Italy? I don't know. But will he get called up? Yes, he will get called up. It'll be something so cute and poetic where he's going to come in and say, like, oh, I'm home, or this or that. You know, something.
Yeah.
Watch.
He will pull that bullshit, but
watch
if it happens. So, I mean,
if there's a way to bet on something like
we'll
this,
look at
parlay,
it. We'll look at it in 6 months and see if he has gotten called in those 6 months.
Right.
If Jose is right.
But you know what I was right on?
What?
Rodri won Balon d'Or.
Oh, it's confirmed now?
That's confirmed.
It actually happened? Oh, my God.
And then UEFA also just accepted Real Madrid's request to close the roof of the Bernabeu so they could cry without disturbing people.
Man, like, okay, I'm
Fuck
sorry.
You,
I'm
Vinny.
sorry.
No, I'm not sorry.
No, hold on.
You don't deserve it. You never did.
Listen, Dad. Vinny had a very good year last year. Same with Bellingham. They should definitely be in the top 10 rankings of the Ballon d'Or.
Dior.
But the fact that these cocksuckers, everybody on Madrid, didn't go to the ceremony because they already knew who the winner was, dude, like, that's gutty, man. That literally shows you're classless.
You know what, man? It's sad because I genuinely expect more out of Ancelotti. I put him on everyone knows where I stand on Ancelotti.
Apparently it was the team backing Vini because he should have won.
Nah, man. I saw somebody tweeted out, if you're black, you have to try 2 times harder.
Oh, yeah.
Or something like that.
Like, guys,
and like,
don't make the people are gonna make this a whole race thing.
Not
especially
a race
Madrid
thing.
fans.
It's not a race thing at all.
Thing,
like,
guys.
Vini was good, obviously, and I don't like Vini because I think he's a bit of too much of a diva.
He complains and then he does exactly what he's complaining
so, like,
about.
That's the thing.
Like,
I do think he's a bit of a diva, so that's where my angst comes towards Vini.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like now you're discounting what Rodri did all year and has been doing for the last 3 to 4 years by saying, "Oh, he doesn't deserve the Ballon d'Or." Yes, he does. Has nothing to do with race. Has nothing to do with anything.
I never did, man. But
you're like, I don't know. Rodri has been him for the last 3 years. You know, like, he's been single-handedly, like, obviously, okay, Spain won the Euro this year.
Mm-hmm.
He was a massive part in that success. Years before that, with Spain, he was a massive part of their success.
That's the thing, man. Well, especially now with this competition, after the years with fucking Messi and Ronaldo, everyone they just look at this as a goal scoring competition. And if you scored, more goals and you won Champions League, you won Ballon d'Or, easy, without a doubt, no problem. It never used to be like that, and now the competition is going back to what it used to be. And if you were deemed and you were the best player in the world and you helped your team, you were going to win the Ballon d'Or. It's the same people that try to argue that year when Nedved won, Henri should have won this. And their only argument is the goals.
Yeah.
Okay, he had more than Nedved, but when you look at that year play, look at the highlights from that year, look at what Nedved was doing. The guy was on a different fucking he wasn't from this world.
Yeah.
That was an incredible season from him. And it's the same thing. It's literally the exact same argument people try to make. It's like, no. Don't discount and try to make it seem like, you only won because of this. Yeah. He won because he did very well. He was the best player in the world the season before. And that's what Rodri has been for the last 2 years. I'll make that argument. Like, even when Messi won last year,
Rodri should have won it.
Rodri had a very good argument to win that. I'm pretty sure
we all made the case like, hey man, this is a popularity
contest. Don't get me wrong, Messi's numbers and everything, he still should have been up there, but Rodri should have won that last year.
What made Messi win it, the reality is
was
the
World
fact
Cup.
that he won the World Cup.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
That was what made it. That was
rightfully so. I understand that as well. World Cup,
1,000%.
World Cup, right? Like
1,000%.
Rodri, I don't know, like, for people to make those claims about Rodri not deserving it and Vini deserved it, I don't know. I don't see that at all.
No.
If anything, to me, I would look at you and say, I think Jude actually deserved it more
than Vini. Yeah,
than Vini. And I'm the biggest hater of Jude Bellingham.
For me, dude, my top 3 it would have been Rodri, Bellingham, and Vini. And I'm the same thing with you. I don't hate Bellingham, but I just hate how hyped up and just the whole PR with him that it comes with. Yeah, he started off very good last year, but they're making it seem like this guy was playing like fucking Zidane back in the day. I'm like, no, dude, like you got a long way to go, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And like, what now? Like, okay, Yamal also won Young Player of the Year. 100% deserved. 100%. But now is Vini and everybody going to come on and say, he had to work 3 times harder because he was black and he won it? No, not at all, actually, because
just use that for himself.
You know what I mean? Like, is that just the excuse now for you because you lost it? Yeah. No, like it's an annoying thing that you take away from somebody else, and you're trying to play that kind of card.
And you throw the race card in there, like, dude, come on, you're bigger than that, you're better than that. Don't be doing that stupid shit. You're gonna start blaming race for the reason that he won.
Yeah. So I think we both agree Rodri deserved it.
100, dude.
And we both agree. We both agree Yamal deserves the young player.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. Yeah,
I was gonna say who else?
No, he definitely does.
Hello.
The only thing I would change with the young player, not being biased, Yildiz should have been in that top 5.
Oh, he barely played last year, man.
And Arda Güler did.
I don't know why you said it that way.
No, he didn't. He did not play. I'm pretty sure the first time people actually saw him was at the end of the season when everything was already done,
when he played with
Turkey, that he scored that banger. Which great. Yildiz did the same thing.
Actually, didn't think about that.
You know what I mean?
Think about that. Okay.
And I forgot who the other guys in that too. I was just like,
Emi Martinez. Did he deserve goalie of the year?
He's a top goalie, Emi Martinez, but he goes from like prime Buffon when he's playing with Argentina.
That's the
to out of form, out of prime Morgan DeSanctis.
Whoa. Wait, technically you said out of form.
Out of prime. Yeah. See? I didn't say prime Morgan.
Yeah. Prime Morgan was
with Aston Villa. That's what he's like some games. Some games don't get me. He has some good games, but you definitely tell he is one of those guys that he doesn't give a fuck what the team he's playing on. He just cares about his national team.
Yeah. No. I think with him, like, Emi's good. It's like, you said it best, like with Aston Villa, like whatever, but it's like it's actually absurd the level he gets to when he plays with Argentina.
That's right, dude. It's a completely different level.
It has to be studied, and maybe it goes back to even what I said is the problem with Roma over here. Like, he cares more.
Yeah.
When he puts on that Argentina jersey and he has that badge, like that's everything at stake for him, and he wants to kill it. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's what it is.
You'll have those certain people, like Argentina being the perfect example. A lot of people from Argentina, they'll always put their nation first, which, I mean, obviously you're playing for your nation is a big thing, but I mean it in the sense where you'll see them play club football and they'll have their good weeks, they'll have their bad weeks, but they're not very consistent. They're in the higher end of like the skill level, but they're not very consistent. But then you look at them with their national team and they're fucking Balon d'Or favorites. They're fucking amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that. Then there's a lot of people like, and I feel like this is a lot with English players where their love and everything is the club that they play for. A lot of them grew up like Alexander-Arnold, for example. He grew up a Liverpool fan. The guy played for Liverpool. Like, he probably died for Liverpool before he died for England.
Yeah.
And you'll see that when you see England playing, because, you don't have those guys that will literally die for that badge.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how like a team like a lot of those, like, you look at all those guys from Argentina and a lot of them are irrelevant, or like they're like half decent players. Like DePaul's phenomenal. He's a workhorse, but that guy is nowhere near how good he is when he plays for the national team compared to when he plays for
he's on Argentina. That guy plays like prime Zidane.
He's dude. He's crazy.
You can't say that word. I'm not sure.
No, but you can.
You can in that. Context.
I'm taking it back.
Yeah, you could say it in this.
You context. Could, Joe. It needs to be studied. That's all I gotta say. Argentinian players, my family, needs to be studied.
He's not Italian. He's not Argentinian.
Just stop this.
I remember when we were younger, I actually believed Al actually was
Argentinian. So did my wife for the first year that we were dating.
F50s, and he's like, wearing them just like my favorite player, Messi, and I'm like, oh, cool. You're
they even had the Argentina flag on.
Yeah, them. And then you made a comment. Plus, I get to represent my country, Argentina, and I'm like, wait. Al's Argentinian, so I believed it for a while.
So did Vini, man. First year, she was like, when she found out, she's like, "Wait, you're not Argentinian?"
Not to name drop your I was gonna say your fiance. Oh, I have to get used to wife.
A wife,
baby mama. But I think that's all we have for today.
We also one more thing you forgot.
Oh,
Judic still has a job. Sorry. I want to bring it up one more time before we end it.
Guys, this episode's not sponsored by Dolomia anymore. Thought that's what it was going to say.
It never was.
But
sponsor us, Dolomia.
If you want to sponsor us.
God.
You could be number one reason why I don't have a 13th reason.
Hear that, guys? You can make a difference in someone's life.
It's true.
Why not start today?
Tell them, yeah.
Anyways, guys, thank you guys for listening. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at UltrasXI. Don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and subscribe over there. And until next week,
we might be doing some work with the Juve club.
Oh yeah, that might be a little bit something coming very soon.
Maybe a little live watch along with.
Maybe even a Ultras XI cafe and.
Well, it's a tease. I need a reason.
That could be another reason to not have a 13 reason.
Just
Ultras cafe and retro jerseys. Amen. That's it. You heard it here first. Keep an eye out. It may be coming soon. Just got to find where we're going to actually open
location.
location.
We have to figure it out.
Remember what Trump said.
Key.
Anyways, guys, we'll hear you next week. We'll see you next week. Ciao.